Okay, it's all yours.
Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Dewayne Haslett. I'm the author of the Invincible Chronicles, which consists of Invincible and Untouchable, and they are a young adult series, sci-fi, and they're about this young man named Troy Connor, and it's set in Detroit, and he wakes up one morning and discovers he doesn't know who he is. He's suffering from amnesia, and he's trying to put his life back together, but while he's trying to readjust to this new life, he develops superpowers. So the series takes an interesting turn and we have to find out where he came from, where the powers came from, in the midst of trying to build human relationships with his guardian, his girlfriend, and his best friend. And I got the idea for this series in January 11th, 2011, so tomorrow will be 40 years writing this series. And I got the idea by, of all things, The Bourne Identity. I had just watched that previously before getting the idea, and I really liked that angle of this male figure having amnesia and trying to put his life back together, but at the same time, people are coming after him. And I didn't know how else to do that without, ripping off what had been done before. So I waited a while just to figure out what I could do with that, and then suddenly, the idea for the new Superman movie came out, Man of Steel, and I had just heard about it. It was announced. And I'm like, oh, that's what they're bringing Superman back in a new way for the modern age. And then immediately, it clicked with the One Identity idea and the Superman idea. So then, the question that came into mind was, what happened if a young man, because I couldn't do an old man, because I can't relate to it. So what happens if this young boy suffers from amnesia and at the same time has superpowers? So that basically was the jumping point of writing this series.
So I have to ask you, if you were a superhero, what would your special superpowers be if you could choose anything?
Maybe super strength, because I'm kind of a scrawny kid, and my character is very scrawny, and he wishes he had super strength, and yet he has it. So.
Thank you. Now you mentioned the Bourne Identity and Superman as some of your inspirations. What are your favorite books to read when you are not working on your series? What other inspirations do you have?
When I'm not working on my books, I'm usually reading sci-fi, like The Hunger Games or Divergent, and I recently get into like contemporary stuff like The Fault in Our Stars, just read that recently, and Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. So basically anything that kind of interests me, I'm reading.
So as a young author, you're also kind of dealing with school, dealing with activities, friends, family. How do you find time to write? It's a big commitment writing a series. Where do you get the time?
That's what I'm sort of dealing with right now while I'm writing my third book. It's just, I don't have the time. Between an event like this and being in the papers and school and such, I'm learning right now just you have to do it when you don't want to do it, have to do it when you want to do it. And now I'm putting myself on a looming deadline to finish the third book. It's something I'm going to have to learn in the future just to get the work done no matter what at all costs.
Now, some authors have said that they map out their entire book, their entire series. They have charts, they have diagrams, they have notebooks filled with notes. Other authors say that they kind of just let the characters kind of tell the story and they're sort of making it up as they go along. They're kind of waiting for inspiration to drive the plot forward. What is your process when you're writing? Do you kind of know what's going to be happening, or is it kind of new to you too? How does it work?
Funny enough, when I wrote the first book, I had no idea it was going to be published. I just thought, well, this is going to be for fun. Until halfway through it, I said, well, this actually has potential to be another book and then possibly just a trilogy. Just because everybody's doing it, and I might as well just catch on to the craze. So initially, when I got to the middle of writing Invincible, I pretty much had the second book already plotted out, and the third book is very plotted out. Like I have like 40 page outline with scenes, dialogue, and such. So right now, that helps too with the time management because I know what I'm doing when I'm going to sit down to write, and I know how to execute.
What would you say is the most challenging part of the writing process? What did you have the most trouble with when you were working on your books?
Just trying to get the emotions right in the story because for a superhero story like this, it's very much a very personal story, a very human story. Despite all the craziness and aliens and such going on, they're trying to make it very grounded and relatable to young adults, which would be very easy for them to connect to just in the same way I'm connected to it as I'm writing it. Because if I wasn't interested in the story, I wouldn't be writing it.
We have a lot of very talented young writers in Forest Park. As some of you might know, we have a writing club here at Forest Park that has been very popular. I'm sure there are other teen authors and other authors to be out there that want to know a little more about how you got started with the publishing process, because it can be kind of intimidating to some people, and you're someone who's fought through it. What did you wish you knew when you started the process? And I guess, what advice do you have for writers out there?
One of the things I wish I did know before going into the publishing aspect of it was that you have to edit a lot. Because I'm self-publishing and I don't really have an editor, I have to really rely on my teachers at school and a dictionary sometimes to kind of work through the mistakes and typos and things I have to correct in the scene. But in fact, over time, it's actually helped me because if I'm writing a draft and I'm thinking, well, this scene doesn't really work, I'm learning to realize that it's okay. You can go back in, revise it later in a few months once you're done, but just get the story out of the way. And the thing that I would like to say to young writers, because it would probably be something that I would like to hear if I was in their state, is just to keep pushing, just keep going for what you want to do in your writing. Despite what people might think of the content or the story or the characters, just tell the story that you want to tell, and good things will come of it.
It always helps for writers to have a good support system, and I'm sure there are people in your life close to you who have been an inspiration to you and encouraged you along the way. Do you have anyone that you would like to say thank you to now, or just kind of, take a moment to I guess, mention here for helping you throughout the way?
Yeah, first of all, I don't know if half of them are here, but the readers who have read the series, I would thank them because they're very supportive and they are very passionate about the ideas in the story. They have their favorite characters. They don't have their favorite characters. And over the course of writing the books, I've come to realize that they really connect to it, not just teenagers, in which the book is geared towards, but also adults because they can reflect on a time of their life. In the teenage years, we're struggling for our identities and what we want to be growing up. So I guess I would like to thank the readers first and foremost, and then second, I would like to thank my family, which they're over here, my mom, my grandma, and my sister, and then other family members. They stuck by me when I was frustrated with the writing, with the publishing process. Sometimes I wanted to just give up on it, and besides the story, which kept pushing me forward, my family, because they, I guess, like all the other readers out there, they see something in me that I guess I can't really see in myself.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for our author right now? Go ahead and raise your hand if you do. Anybody? Yes.
So you're English teachers at school, and then they find out who published a book. How do they feel having you in class? I can only imagine that would be a little intimidating to have an author walk into my, junior year English class.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, now they know. Over the few years I started high school, when I was working on editing the manuscripts, I'll just put them to the side and say, could you help me with this? It's just an essay for homework that I'm doing as a side project. But now that I'm all over the place nowadays, I can't run from it, so.
Did you get A's in English then?
No, I'm still treated like a normal student. Yeah, but they're very proud of me, the people that have helped me with the books, my English teachers, and some of them wouldn't even suspect it. One of my English teachers recently, they were like, "Well, you write really good. Maybe you would like to are you thinking about being an author someday?" I'm like, you know what? I don't think that's for me, but thank you so much for telling me that. You're like, you're really good. You should like maybe one day you could write books. I'm like, probably.
Well, thank you so much. For anyone interested in hearing more from our author, if you have a question that comes to you, you want to see the books, if you are interested in purchasing a book today or getting one signed by our author, his table is right over there, and he'll be over there and happy to answer all of your questions. Please give a round of applause for our visiting author today.